For decades, millions of Indians left home chasing dreams abroad, in America, Dubai, London, and Singapore. But in 2025, something shocking is happening. They're coming back. Airports across Delhi, Mumbai, and Bengaluru are witnessing something unexpected. Not long lines of students leaving with one-way tickets, but families, professionals, and skilled workers returning home. Suitcases tagged from Heathrow, Dubai, and San Francisco pile up. Once permanent migrants are stepping back onto Indian soil, for good. For years, India's story was summed up in one phrase: brain drain. Its brightest minds left to build empires in Silicon Valley, to run hospitals in London and teach in Canadian universities. But 2025 marks a turning point in that narrative. The same tide is now reversing, and fast. Economists are calling it the Great Return Migration, a phenomenon where ambition is no longer tied to foreign borders. Early data paints a stunning picture of this shift. Tech professionals are resigning from cushy jobs in California. Nurses are leaving NHS hospitals in the United Kingdom. Entrepreneurs are shutting down small ventures abroad to start again. All of them are choosing to return to India. What's causing this dramatic reversal in migration trends? Why would people trade Western comfort for Indian chaos? Because this time, India is not the same country they left. The economy is booming and industries are modernizing rapidly. National confidence is at an all-time high across sectors. The story of migration, once defined by escape, is now being redefined by return and reinvention. To understand this movement, we must look deeper, beyond economics, into identity, opportunity, and pride, into the rise of a new India that welcomes its own. It's the story of coming home to build one. The global shift, why migration patterns are reversing. For decades, India's most ambitious youth saw success abroad. From software engineers in Silicon Valley to Gulf laborers, migration was deeply woven into the Indian dream. But by 2025, that logic has flipped upside down. Several forces are driving this unexpected reversal in movement. Global economies that once depended on foreign labor are slowing. The US and Europe face inflation and shrinking job markets. High living costs and visa uncertainty are discouraging migrants. The promise of a better life abroad is fading fast. Rent hikes, layoffs, and policy shifts are changing perceptions. Meanwhile, India is experiencing its strongest economic expansion in decades. GDP growth hovers around 7 to 8% across key sectors. New manufacturing hubs and digital infrastructure are emerging rapidly. Booming startup ecosystems are creating fresh opportunities nationwide. For many Indians, staying abroad no longer feels worth it. The same, or better, chances now exist at home. Technology is another major factor in this shift. Remote work and digital platforms enable global collaboration from India. Why struggle with foreign bureaucracy when you can earn in dollars while living in Bangalore and enjoying an Indian lifestyle? There's also an emotional dimension to this migration reversal. The pandemic forced people to reevaluate priorities and values. Family, belonging, and cultural identity became central again. Many NRIs missed festivals, food, and being close to loved ones. Returning home became not a compromise, but a conscious choice. 2025's return migration isn't a sign of failure or retreat. It's a sign of confidence in India's future and potential. Indians abroad are no longer escaping. They're investing their talent where it matters most, back home, in their own country. Economic boom at home, India's new opportunity landscape. The heart of this movement lies in one undeniable truth. India's economy is now one of the most dynamic globally. In the past 5 years, growth has accelerated across sectors. Manufacturing, technology, green energy, and healthcare are expanding rapidly. Government and private sector initiatives are fueling this transformation. Programs like Make in India and Startup India lead the charge. Digital India has turned the country into a tech powerhouse. Global giants are now manufacturing directly within Indian borders. Apple, Foxconn, and Tesla have set up major operations. Jobs are being created in Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. Indian startups are raising billions in funding and scaling fast. Domestic unicorns are now competing with Silicon Valley's best. For returning professionals, this means more than just employment. It means ownership, leadership, and long-term opportunity. A software engineer from California can co-found a startup in Hyderabad. A mechanical engineer from Dubai can design EV batteries in Pune. Indian nurses trained in Europe are finding lucrative roles at home. Private healthcare networks are expanding across urban and rural regions. Salaries, once a weak point, are rising across industries. Multinationals now offer competitive packages for global talent. Lower living costs and family support add to the appeal. Work-life balance is improving in major Indian cities. Infrastructure is also undergoing a major upgrade. Metro lines, expressways, and smart housing zones are reshaping urban life. Internet connectivity is now among the fastest in the world. For many, India finally matches their professional and personal aspirations. This new India isn't just creating jobs, it's creating reasons to stay. It's offering a future that feels both ambitious and rooted. The return migration is powered by belief in India's potential. And that belief is turning into action, one career at a time. The falling charm of the West. The foreign dream isn't what it used to be. In the US, Europe, and the Middle East, economic pressures and immigration barriers are discouraging new arrivals. Take the US as a prime example of this shift. Tech layoffs in 2024 to 25 hit thousands of Indian H-1B workers. Even highly skilled employees faced visa insecurity and stagnation. Many realized they were seen as temporary, not permanent contributors. No matter how hard they worked, stability remained elusive. In the UK, Indian healthcare workers face stricter immigration policies. Students are also struggling with rising rent and living costs. Cities like London and Birmingham are becoming financially unsustainable. Saving money has become nearly impossible for many migrants. In the Gulf, construction and service industries are slowing down. Automation and nationalization policies are reducing migrant labor demand. The emotional toll of migration is equally powerful and overlooked. Burnout, isolation, and cultural disconnection are common among long-term migrants. Many feel stuck between worlds, neither here nor there. The longer they stay abroad, the more disconnected they feel. Yet they never feel fully accepted in their host countries. When compared to India's optimism and economic momentum, the decision to return becomes increasingly clear and logical. In India, they're not outsiders, they're contributors and creators. They're part of a national story that's just beginning. As one returning engineer from California put it best, "In America, I was one of millions. In India, I can make a difference." That sentiment is now echoed across airports and industries. The charm of the West is fading, and India is rising. The brain gain effect, talent comes home. For decades, India's loss was the West's gain. Millions of engineers, doctors, scientists, and entrepreneurs left the country. They built careers in foreign labs, hospitals, and boardrooms. But now, something remarkable is happening in reverse. Those same people are returning, and they're bringing more than luggage. They're bringing skills, experience, and global networks back to India. This phenomenon is being called India's brain gain. And across sectors, the evidence is becoming impossible to ignore. In Bengaluru, thousands of former Silicon Valley professionals are launching startups. They're focused on AI, fintech, climate tech, and deep learning. These aren't just small ventures, they're attracting global capital. In Pune, ex-Gulf engineers are helping build India's EV revolution. They're designing battery systems, optimizing supply chains, and training local teams. In Kerala and Tamil Nadu, nurses trained in Europe and the Gulf are raising the standards of healthcare delivery in private hospitals. They're introducing new protocols, patient care models, and clinical precision. These returning Indians are also changing how businesses operate. They bring with them not just talent, but perspective. They've worked in high-performance environments and understand global expectations. They introduce international work ethics and agile management systems. They know what foreign investors look for in a pitch. They know how to build products that scale across borders. As a result, India's innovation capacity is accelerating rapidly. Universities and research institutions are partnering with returnees for R&D. Pharmaceuticals, robotics, and defense technology are seeing new breakthroughs. The Made in India tag is evolving into a global brand. It's no longer just about affordability, it's about quality and vision. This reverse migration is more than a demographic trend. It's reshaping India's entire economic and innovation future. It's turning India from a talent exporter into a talent magnet. And it's proving that when opportunity meets identity, the best minds don't just leave, they come home to lead. They mentor young professionals and build inclusive work cultures. They bring back lessons in sustainability, diversity, and global strategy. They help Indian companies expand into international markets with confidence. They also contribute to policy reform and education modernization. Their return is not just professional, it's transformational. India is no longer just a place to visit, it's a place to build. And the builders are coming back, one flight at a time. Cultural and emotional reasons for return. For many returnees, the decision to come home is deeply personal. It's not just about jobs or salaries, it's about belonging. Years abroad often come with loneliness and cultural distance. Even with success, many feel like outsiders in foreign lands. Living in a place that never truly feels like home can wear down even the most ambitious spirits over time. Festivals celebrated on video calls lose their warmth and meaning. Parents age without family nearby, and milestones are missed. The loss of cultural connection becomes harder to ignore. After COVID-19, these emotions only grew stronger and sharper. When global travel stopped, so did the illusion of permanence. Many realized how fragile the idea of living abroad forever really was. The emotional comfort of India became a powerful pull. Community, tradition, and family offered something money couldn't buy. Many who once left in search of freedom and opportunity now find fulfillment in reconnecting with their roots and values. For children raised abroad, India offers a sense of identity. For adults, it offers a sense of grounding and purpose. Returning is not a rejection of the world. It's a rediscovery of home and everything it represents. It's about walking familiar streets, speaking your mother tongue, and feeling like you belong without explanation or apology. It's about raising children with grandparents and shared traditions. It's about being part of a society that feels like yours. Even the chaos of Indian cities feels comforting to many. Because within that chaos is connection, color, and community. The return is often filled with emotion, joy, relief, and clarity. It's a homecoming that goes beyond geography. It's about reclaiming a life that feels whole again. And for many, that's the most valuable return of all. They rediscover local music, food, and festivals with fresh appreciation. They reconnect with old friends and extended family networks. They find meaning in giving back to their communities. They volunteer, invest, and mentor the next generation. They become part of India's story, not just observers. This emotional return is reshaping migration narratives worldwide. It proves that success isn't just about where you go. It's also about where you choose to come back. And more Indians are choosing home, not out of necessity, but out of love, pride, and a renewed sense of purpose. Challenges of returning. Is India ready? Despite the excitement, returning to India isn't always easy. Many face reverse culture shock after years abroad. Adjusting to India's bureaucracy, traffic, and business culture can be tough. Some struggle with slower systems and inconsistent service delivery. Others find it hard to match their international experience with local roles. Job titles may not reflect their global expertise or leadership. Housing remains a challenge in overcrowded urban centers. Healthcare access varies widely between cities and rural areas. Urban pollution and infrastructure gaps frustrate many returnees. Yet, efforts are underway to ease this transition. Government and private sectors are stepping in to help. States like Kerala and Telangana lead with targeted NRI programs. These initiatives support reintegration and local investment opportunities. Returnees are offered guidance, incentives, and networking platforms. Some cities are building expat-friendly zones and startup incubators. Corporate India is also adapting to global talent. Companies now offer hybrid roles and international-style work environments. Still, the decision to return is not without risk. It's a gamble, but one many are willing to take. Because even with challenges, the future looks brighter in India. The energy, growth, and optimism are hard to ignore. Returnees see potential not just for themselves, but for the country they've come back to build. India may not be perfect, but it's progressing fast. And for many, that's reason enough to come home. What this means for the world. The world is beginning to feel the ripple effects. India's reverse migration is reshaping global labor dynamics. Countries that relied heavily on Indian professionals are feeling the strain. The US, UK, and Gulf nations face growing skill shortages. Hospitals in Britain report staff gaps and longer wait times. Dubai's construction firms are raising wages to attract new labor. American tech companies are lobbying for easier work visas. The absence of Indian talent is revealing a deeper truth. These workers weren't just filling roles, they were driving systems. Their reliability, skill, and adaptability kept industries running smoothly. Now, their departure is exposing structural dependencies worldwide. At the same time, India's returnees are strengthening its global influence. Every skilled worker who returns adds capacity and confidence. They bring knowledge, networks, and international credibility to Indian industries. Startups gain global insight, hospitals gain trained specialists, and universities gain researchers with international experience. India's domestic sectors are becoming globally competitive. The talent once exported is now building from within. It's no exaggeration to say, the balance is shifting. Global labor flows are being redefined in real time. India is no longer just a supplier of talent. It's becoming a destination for innovation and leadership. And the world is watching and adjusting. For years, India's story was about leaving. Leaving for education, for jobs, for better lives abroad. But 2025 marks a new chapter in that journey. This isn't just migration in reverse, it's ambition returning home. The world is witnessing a generational shift in mindset. Opportunity no longer requires leaving the country behind. India's young professionals are writing a new kind of success story. One built not in New York or London, but in Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Ahmedabad. They're building startups, leading research, and shaping industries. They're choosing India not out of necessity, but belief. Belief in its potential, its progress, and its promise. As the global economy slows and uncertainty rises, India's energy and optimism are pulling its people back. And with them, the future is returning too. This is the new Indian dream, rooted, ambitious, and global. The Great Migration has turned around. The world once took India's talent. Now, India is taking it back.